Alright, so this is my 19 XMR 850. I've got about 300 miles on it, and they've not been very rough at all. And that right rear axle broke on me. Did some research on it. There's a lot of them that are having problems out of that axle. So I went and picked up the Demon HD axle. It's supposed to be a lot better. I've got a buddy that's got one, or he's got a set of them on his Rhino, and he runs some big Terminators and he don't tear them up, and that Rhino's heavy, so hopefully we'll have better luck at it. I was going to do both of them, but they only had one in stock, so we're just going to do one today to get me riding. Pretty much all you've got to do is you pull your tire off, both sides. Then you pull the shock and the sway bar apart. Actually, you need to probably pull your... I probably could have left this on there. Well, you can't leave it on there to get that off, so that's why I took it off. But you can see that thing's twisted up pretty bad. My bearings and stuff still look good. Thought that was pretty weird. They pop riveted that on there. I'm sure that'll come loose at some point. So far, I've loved it. Love the bike. I had a guy tell me, or I watched a similar video on YouTube, and he was saying that this piece is not an independent piece across there. He said it was a solid, but I think he forgot to unhook his sway bar, because mine is, unless they change something. That's why I took both ends off to get to that one axle. So maybe I didn't have to do it. I know that whenever we go to pop out this right here, you've got to, you know, I don't know if you've never done one, it's got like a snap ring type deal inside there, and you got to push in on it really hard and then pull out. And there's a trick you can do with a strap. I'm gonna get my buddy gets here in a minute, and I'll have him hold the camera for me. We'll see how it works for us. But that's it. That's what she's looking like. I've probably been working on it by myself for about 15 minutes. All you really need, tool-wise, I mean, we got a shop. I mean, we got plenty of stuff, but you don't need as much as some of the other bikes. I always like using 1/2-inch drive just because I don't have to worry about wearing out smaller ratchets. If I can fit a 1/2-inch drive, I'll use it, get more leverage, whatever, yada yada. But this Impact, which I know this is a cheap Ryobi, it works great. I could get it to everything except the shock bolt on the bottom, and you could have done it at the top and I could have got to it probably, but I just did it at the bottom because that's less weight to have to sit here and deal with. I took everything off to make it lighter. So I mean, it's not too bad. You're gonna need a 15mm wrench to get the nut in here, and it's kind of crazy how that nut sits in there. Let's see if I can find one. Here it is right here. And guys, if you'll be organized with your stuff, it'll go a long way. But see how that nut sits in there like that? It's hard to get a wrench on there very good. Kind of wish they wouldn't have inset that like that. But it is what it is. I'm sure they did it for some reason. Maybe. Sometimes I don't believe that. But that's where I'm at. I mean, and this thing is super light. I couldn't believe how light this was when I took everything off. I don't know how these four-wheelers weigh as much as they do. I guess it's the motor. But you can pull their weight real good. I don't know what else you want to look at, but it's been good. It's time for its first oil change. I'm going to have a video on that. I already did. My buddy's got the 1000 XMR, and he's loving it. I didn't get the 1000 because I wanted the shorter frame. If I had to do it again, I'd probably still get the 850. I do like it if you got a girlfriend that rides on the back. You would definitely probably want to get the 1000. I mean, that one's got plenty of room, don't get me wrong. And I do like that this one's got the storage box which you can swap for a seat, but I like the little storage box. And his has, and I like this gauge cluster better too. That's another thing I like. Another thing I don't like is its electronic throttle. I don't know if y'all ever dealt with that on a truck or anything else, but it's not like a real feel. It doesn't, you lose a lot of your feel, but it's pretty good. I think his has 600 or so miles on it. It's a little further along than mine, and he hasn't had any issues. And we've all, every time we ride together. He's went through everything I've went through, vice versa. I mean, this one will actually outrun that one by quite a bit. I don't know. I think my speedometer's off from the factory, because his will top out at 65 on his speedometer, and mine will say I'm only doing 50, 52. And if I'm running 60 something, I can't even, I feel like I'm going way faster than 60. I'm pretty sure the speedometer's way off. But anyway, that's a little clip. I'll try to put another one on for the oil change and the, oh, and these dry boxes ain't worth a shit. Don't count on them for nothing. They always stay open. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something. We'll figure that out later. Oh, and I've got a plan in the making for everybody that's got one of these. I hate how they don't have a rack right here. You know, that's just wasted space to me. Plus the front ends are light. So I think I've got a pipe bender and some tube, and I'm going to try to figure out a way I can build some to mount and dismount pretty easily. And if I do, I'll post them up and you can purchase them from me if anybody else wants one. No big deal. But that's it. Oh, I got the drink holder. Amazon. We both got one. Couldn't mount it on his because all this extra electronics right here. But it works good. But it's about that's about it. Oh, and these things are super sharp. The bottom of these racks. I like the plastic racks on the top, and I like their like rubberized in certain spots, and they hold stuff really well, and they strap down stuff really well. But this right here, if you've got a passenger, that thing is crazy sharp. Can-Am needs to, I'm surprised they haven't gotten in trouble over that. It's one thing they messed up. See, like all these are rounded underneath. They've got ribs, but this one don't. Oh, and I had problems with my tail lights falling out because they're just like little plastic pops that hold them in there. They're not worth a shit. I'll just put some screws in it. I ain't that fucked up about it, you know. Whatever. I tried to use the same screw at least. Paint it yellow maybe. But that's the deal.